Have you imagined what it would look like?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anybody that says they haven't is crazy, right?
So what do you see?
Honestly, there's a really cool picture from 2-3 years ago. I don't remember exactly when it is that my buddy Corey took. That is a picture of Ashley and I on pit road after the race. Just the defeat is like unbelievable, right? And I that's a picture that's kind of burned into my memory. I'd love to replace that picture with a picture of excitement and enjoyment, right? But at the same time, I think you don't realize how high the peaks are without the valleys. And, you know, if my career had been easy and everything just goes along and it's even keel and nothing ever happens, good or bad, I don't think you respect the sport or the situations you're in without those. And so, you know, I think that I've got a great support system at home between my wife and my kids, my parents, my in-laws, all of our friends and family that are from, you know, all over the United States that are a part of what I do on a regular basis, right? I've got a great support system. There's a lot of people that live the sport and they come into the sport and they walk out of the sport and they feel kind of this empty, alone, I have to do everything myself, and they kind of seclude themselves from everybody else. I've been lucky enough that I've enjoyed this with my family for my whole career, and we've experienced the highs and lows as a group for a long time. And so for me, I just pictured that front straightaway or turn one, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what you want to call with the area where we do the victory lane celebration here, or the stage celebration. I want to experience that with the jubilation that I know that we can, and it would be a cool moment of kind of giving back to all the men and women that have been a part of my career for so many years.
Do you know what year that was?
I think it's 22, because it was the year that Ty won, so it would have been 22, right? Because 23 was Cole, so 22, it would have been 2022.
Is that the year that Dale came and put his arm around you?
I got that picture too. That's all. I have pictures of all that taken by the same photographer. And, you know, last year we did everything right. Last year we executed. Last year we just got beat. We felt like as a company 2 years ago, I mean, obviously in the hindsight of everything that happened on that day, the right person won the championship. But in the moment, you don't know all that, right? You don't know that God's plans are way different than you ever expected. So I guess for me, you know, I look at that one. That one was hard. But you know, I told Jim last year, I said, no matter what happens, the sun's going to come up tomorrow and it's going to be bright, right? Whether we're a champion or we're not a champion, the sun's still going to come up. The day's going to go on. And if we're not, we just got to work harder next year. And guess what? We weren't. And he's worked harder this year. And we're in a good position, so no complaints.
You said after Homestead, if you didn't get to the championship, or he would lose his mind over the off season.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, he was pretty upset that we took the conservative approach at Homestead. But when I look back at Martinsville, it's the best choice we made. You know, we put ourselves in a position to be there, and I think that we did all the right things.
I mean, you talked about having good people in your corner throughout this journey, your family, your crew chief, but obviously you have Dale Jr., and there was a lot of talk on the download about supporting you. I just want to ask what it was like having him in your corner and what advice he gave you going into this weekend.
Well, this weekend's hard. I mean, you know, 2 years ago we had 3 in the Final Four. Last year we had 2 in the Final Four. This year we only have 1, right? That's not a knock on our race team. Our race team has done an amazing job. I think that the competition level has obviously increased. The teams have gotten significantly more tight. Manufacturers have gotten tighter. You know, we've all kind of melded into this one little spot. But you know, Dale's a great boss. Dale's somebody that I really respect as a race car driver. I respect him as a car owner, but most importantly, I respect him as a person and as a dad, right? He's lived through all of this. He's seen all of this happen time and time again. And to have somebody like that in your corner is a big deal. I love the fact that, honestly, that he's not part of the broadcast this week, because he can be a Justin Allgaier fan, which makes life a lot easier. But on the other side of it, you know, 2 years ago when the picture happened that you're talking about, Dale was devastated as much as I was. And I think sometimes it's easy to think like, okay, well, as a car owner and as somebody that's had success, been an Xfinity Series champion and done all these things, you just don't expect him to get as caught up in it. And he was. He genuinely wanted it for us as bad as we wanted it. And I look at him now, and it's the same. He genuinely wants it for us as bad as we want it. That's a big deal. You know, as a car owner that was a former driver that has competed in all of these situations, there's nobody better that can firsthand understand what we're dealing with. And I think that was a big part of what we're doing this weekend.